A Soviet cook was preparing food for the soldiers when a German tank suddenly emerged from the distance. Realizing it was the enemy, he quickly hid. However, even without a visible target, the German tank began firing wildly. When the tank crashed into his field kitchen and spilled all the food he had carefully prepared, the cook became extremely angry. He grabbed an axe, jumped onto the tank, and started hitting it with rage while shouting. The shocked German crew remained inside the tank, firing blindly through the observation slit. But it was in vain. The cook sat in front of the machine gun and started pounding it with the axe. After several hard blows and the heat generated from the barrel, he managed to bend it and render it useless. Since the cook's position was now known, the Germans tried to shake him off by speeding up the tank, but he held tight. Quickly, he removed his apron and covered the tank's periscope. Then he tore off his sleeve and covered the other slits, completely blinding the tank crew. In desperation, the tank crashed into a tent. The cook split the tent with his axe. Afraid the German crew would realize he was alone, he started making as much noise as possible, shouting, stomping his feet, and hitting wildly to create the illusion that a Soviet unit had surrounded them. Then he lit a pile of hay and pushed it into the tent, filling the room with stinging smoke. The Germans started coughing and crying from irritation. To perfect his act, the cook shouted in broken German, "Bring anti-tank grenades," which was the final straw. The fear of the German soldiers made them open the hatch and immediately surrender. Just as the cook had expected, he pointed his gun at their backs and ordered them to surrender their weapons. When they finally turned around, they were shocked. The fierce attacker turned out to be just a cook, and he was alone. But it was too late. The cook couldn't help but laugh at their expressions. Sometime later, when the Soviet troops returned to the camp and saw the German tank, they thought they were under attack. Everyone immediately dropped to the ground and sought cover. But when the commander peeked through the grass, he only found the cook standing next to the tank, holding a gun and shouting, "Dinner is ready." The soldiers were stunned. Only after they confirmed it was not a trap did they come out of their hiding spots. When they found out that the cook had managed to capture 4 German soldiers and a tank without firing a single shot, they couldn't believe it. What's more impressive, he had even prepared food to celebrate the victory. This incredible story is based on real events.